But yeah, it's Bib Stanek was another guy. He was a baseball player, and he tried out for the New York Yankees that lived there in Eaton, Indiana.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Mm-hmm.
Jack, brother of mine, Jack was a baseball player.
Yeah, Dad told me stories about Jack playing baseball.
Yeah, he was a hell of a baseball
That's
player.
what Dad said.
And he joined the Air Force when we moved to Kansas, and he wanted to be like his dad. His dad was in the Army in World War II, and he wanted to be like Dad, and he joined the Air Force. And he learned electrical engineering, and when he come up for release out of the Air Force, before he got out of there, Trans World Airlines wrote him a letter and said that the Air Force had sent them a letter of his knowledge of electrical on jet engines. And when you get out of the Air Force, would you be interested in coming and talking to us? That we got a job for you.
Oh, wow.
For Trans World Airlines. So he went to Trans World Airlines and went to work for them in Kansas City, Missouri, up by Platte City.
Okay.
And he worked for them. Well, times got rough, and the layoff was coming, and they notified him that he would be in the layoff. He hadn't had enough seniority. And they asked him, said, would it bother you that we send a resume to Boeing in Wichita, Kansas? And he said, no. And so they did, and Boeing sent him a letter and told him, said, the day you leave Trans World Airlines, if you'll come to Wichita to Boeing, you've got a job here. And so he worked for Boeing, and he stayed there about a year and a half, and he thought, boy, this ain't for me, you know. I've always on the farm, and I like farming and everything else.
And that was Uncle Jack.
Yeah.
Uncle Jack worked for both TWA and Boeing.
Yeah, and he came back to McLeod. He married a girl from McLeod. He went to work for a dairyman milking cows, and that's what he done when he died, was milking cows. That he had the education and everything, but he everyday life, you know. And when he passed away, the guy at the dairy had owned it, and all of his employees come to the funeral, you know, in the cemetery, and actually they put a gravestone on his grave out there at McLeod, you know, and everything. But she couldn't have kids. She
Joanne
had a miscarriage, and then they adopted an Indian off of the reservation, and he ran away when they got him into a teenager. And then they adopted a girl from the reservation up there north of Horton, Kansas.
Were they brother and sister?
Huh?
Were they brother and sister?
No, they wasn't brother. There was two different tribes on that reservation, and one was from one tribe and one was the other. And she went
lives at
to
Horton,
school
I think.
and educated and everything, and then she went back to the reservation to work with the kids, you know, and after she got educated. And she had 3 or 4 girls, and then they were all like that down. Her and her husband came and visited one day with Betty and I all day long, and we had dinner and everything, and had them Indian kids, you know, and stuff. But